the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines. Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines. Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine Navy spots Chinese tugboat near Ayungin Shoal. Camarines Norte grants cash aid to 3 former rebels. Pag-asa says expect more tropical cyclones and above normal rainfall. Senate President Escudero subpoenas 10 DPWH contractors for Senate hearing next week.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Wednesday, August 27, and this is AFP Committee News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rolf Susan Abay here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, the Philippine Navy confirmed the presence of a People's Liberation Army Navy tugboat spotted about 5 nautical miles north of the Ayungin Shoal last Monday. The vessel, typically used to tow ships at sea or in ports, was observed near the grounded BRP Sierra Madre. Navy officials clarified that the sighting poses no threat. Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, said that it will take more than a tugboat to pull out BRP Sierra Madre.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
3 former rebels in Camarines Norte received 10,000 pesos immediate assistance each from the provincial government as part of the reintegration support. The aid serves as a lifeline while they await full benefits under the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program, which includes financial aid, skills training, and livelihood opportunities. Authorities lauded their decision to abandon the armed struggle and commit to peace, with the 16th Infantry Battalion ensuring their guidance and security. The government vowed continued support through partner agencies to help the FRs rebuild their lives and secure a better future with their families.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOCOM, here's some information from Joanne about Philippine and U.S. forces conduct site survey in Nueva Ecija and Aurora for Balikatan 2026 community projects.
The 91st Infantry Battalion and United States Army counterparts conducted a series of courtesy calls and site surveys in the province of Aurora in preparation for the upcoming Philippine-U.S. exercise Balikatan 41-2026. The activity was part of the Humanitarian Civic Assistance Program under the Engineering Civic Action Program, Community Health Engagement, Healthcare Assistant Initiative, aimed at identifying and validating potential sites for engineering and community health projects. The site survey team visited Barangay Paltik in Dingalan, Aurora, Barangay Kalangkwasan, Tinib Kalangkwasan, and Barangay Galintuha in Maria, Aurora. The team also extended their coordination efforts in Nueva Ecija, paying a courtesy call to Quezon Town Mayor Dean Hozon. The joint survey plays a crucial role in preparing for Balikatan 41-2026, which will focus not only on military exercises but also on delivering humanitarian and community development projects. This is John Sagauk reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne from NOLCOM.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
6th Field Artillery Battalion represented the Philippine Army as fires planners in Filindo Strike 5-2025 in Makassar, Indonesia from August 25 to 29. They coordinated artillery effects, target engagement concepts, and safety parameters to ensure accurate and controlled fire effects discussions during the training. The bilateral tabletop exercise enhances interoperability and defense cooperation between the Philippines and Indonesia. It also strengthens joint planning capabilities in support of both armies' territorial defense missions.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Marine Battalion Mountain Team 12, together with the Philippine National Police and Ministry of Social Services and Development, facilitated the presentation of loose firearms under the Small Arms and Light Weapons program at its headquarters in Tawi-Tawi. The initiative aims to curb the proliferation of unregistered firearms in 5 municipalities through awareness drives, incentives, and livelihood support. MSSD pledged the government commitment to provide livelihood programs as part of efforts to eradicate the illegal firearms. MBLT-12 emphasized the need for strong collaboration among Armed Forces of the Philippines, PNP, local government units, and communities to build a safer, more secure environment.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Gio about Viscom Commander hails 8ID's role in securing Eastern Visayas.
Visayas Command Commander Lieutenant General Fernando Reyeg lauded the 8th Infantry Division for its unwavering service and decisive role in sustaining peace in Eastern Visayas during his 2-day visit. In his message, he praised the 8ID's courage and sacrifices, calling them the backbone of peace and development in the region. He also visited frontline units including the 803rd Infantry Brigade, 20th Infantry Battalion, and the 43rd Infantry Battalion's Forward Operating Detachment in Northern Samar, where he assured troops of his full support. Highlighting the visit, he awarded Gold and Silver Cross medals to personnel behind the July 31 clash in Las Navas, Northern Samar, which dealt a major blow to insurgent remnants. This is Gio reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gio.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 33rd Infantry Battalion conducted a barangay visitation in Dimampao, Sultan Kudarat to promote peace and order and strengthen community relations. The activity tackled territorial awareness in the West Philippine Sea, marine protection, and local peace concerns. Discussions also focused on clan Rido settlement, the campaign against illegal firearms, and fostering stronger discipline and cooperation among residents to ensure a safer and more united community.
DWDD National News.
For our weather update, Pag-asa announced that the La Nina phenomenon may occur from September to December this year. This means there could be more tropical cyclones and above normal rainfall during this period. Pag-asa Chief Nathaniel Servando said that the El Nino Southern Oscillation neutral conditions would likely persist from August to October. However, model forecasts suggest an increasing probability of short-lived La Nina conditions as early as September. La Nina is characterized by unusually cooler than average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern equatorial Pacific.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let's hear more from Mike about 53rd Engineer Brigade marks 40th anniversary in Cebu.
The 53rd Engineer Brigade celebrated its 40th founding anniversary at Camp Lapu-Lapu, Cebu City yesterday, with Army Chief Lieutenant General Antonio Navarrete as guest of honor. With the theme 53rd is strong at 40, clearing the way, building the nation, and securing the future. The event highlighted the brigade's vital role in peace development and national security, especially in serving remote and disadvantaged areas in the Visayas. Lieutenant General Navarrete recommended the 53rd Engineering Brigade for its decades of exemplary service in engineering disaster response and civil military operations. He called it a cornerstone of Army's capability to support communities and strengthen national resilience. This is Mike reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Mike.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, Senate President Escudero subpoenaed 10 contractors of the Department of Public Works and Highways for the Senate's next public hearing on flood control projects. Escudero said he expected that the summons would be served within the week in time with the hearing next week. The Senate leader said that if the companies ignored the subpoena, the next move of the Senate is to issue arrest warrants against them. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee has started its investigation of the alleged systemic corruption in the government's flood control projects, some of which were found to be ghost or non-existent.
DWDD National News.
Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leveste has filed charges against the district engineer of the Department of Public Works and Highways in Batangas, who tried to bribe him for 3.16 million pesos. Leveste filed direct bribery, corruption of public officials, violation of the Anti-Graft and Corruption Practices Act, and violation of the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials against DPWH District Engineer Abelardo Calalo. He said that his case was not just about the bribe, but to give him kickbacks from DPWH projects reserved for a congressman in the 1st District of Batangas. Leviste added that this goes beyond a 3.1 million pesos bribe, but there are up to over 300 million annually of kickbacks from DPWH projects reserved for a congressman of the 1st District of Batangas.
Armed Forces Radio.
And some information from Shaina about PAF-Frescom trains reservist candidates in field and communication exercises.
Yes, Rof, the Armed Forces of the Philippines Reserve Command, through its Joint Reserve Force Development Center, conducted a field training exercise and communication exercise at Camp Rey de Dios, Tanza, Cavite. 84 reservist candidates from 903rd Signal Battalion and 855th Electrical Engineering Service Battalion underwent intensive training including obstacle courses, battle drills, small unit tactics, and base defense. The COMEX, facilitated by the Office of Joint Reservist Staff for Communication, enhanced the communication skills of 29 reservists using signal equipment for combat and disaster response. The exercise strengthened the AFP Reserve Forces' readiness for national defense and civil military operations during emergencies and natural disasters. This is Shaina Araneta reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shaina, for your report about AFRESCOM trains reservist candidates in field and communication exercises.
DWDD National News.
On the other hand, Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Domagoso said he will reveal members of the House of Representatives involved in the city's flood control scam in a matter of time. Domagoso revealed that the city has a staggering 14 billion pesos in flood control projects but remains among the most flood-prone areas in the National Capital Region. He then said that they will also reveal to the people the districts that have large flood control projects in a matter of time. Domagosa believes the flood control projects in Manila should be included in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee's investigation.
DWDD National News.
A bill aiming to punish the act of deliberately spreading false information to mislead the public has been filed at the House of Representatives. Section 4 of House Bill 3799 prohibits knowingly and maliciously publishing or disseminating through any medium including print, broadcast or digital and social media any fake news or disinformation. The bill's Section 3 then defines fake news as false or misleading information presented as facts or news, deliberately and maliciously disseminated to mislead the public that may sow confusion, incite hatred or violence, or disrupt the public order. In its explanatory note, the measure explicitly excludes the satire, parody, personal opinions, honest mistakes, and good faith reporting from its scope to avoid infringing upon legitimate speech.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now more updates from Beth Tanyete regarding 38 IB boosts combat readiness with mortar gunner training.
The 38th Infantry Battalion successfully completed a 3-day mortar gunner training to sharpen the unit's combat proficiency and operational readiness. The training focused on the handling and employment of 60 mm and 81 mm mortar, enhancing personnel skills in fire support operations. The activity highlights the battalion's commitment to continuous capability development and the support of the Philippine Army's mission to sustain operational effectiveness and mission success. This is Beth Taneta reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tanyete.
DWDD National News.
Newly installed Philippine National Police Chief General Jose Malencio Nartates Jr. will assign now ex-Chief General Nicolas Torre III to the office of the Chief PNP or at the Public Information Office if he would not retire. Nartates said that the mandatory retirement is age 56 and nobody can force a PNP official to retire. Only 55 years old, Torres still has over a year to go before the retirement. Last Tuesday, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., through Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, sacked Torre, the man who arrested fugitive televangelist Apollo Quiboloy and former President Rodrigo Duterte, barely 3 months after taking helm of the police force.
DWDD National News.
The Overseas Filipino Workers Hospital will now source most of its medicines, equipment, and supplies through the Philippine Pharma Procurement Incorporated. This came after the Department of Migrant Workers and PPPI formalized the partnership. DMW Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak said the agreement supported President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s priority on health and overseas workers, noting that the Obali Hospital has become a place where dependents of migrant workers proudly say they are cared for because of their children abroad. Kakdak added that primary healthcare and primary delivery of health services to OFWs has become stronger and more meaningful.
Armed Forces Radio.
From our report on the ground, let's hear the report of Ferdy about Philippine Army inaugurates upgraded veterinary clinic, jogging lane at Fort Bonifacio.
Good day, everyone. Major General Ronald Jess S. Alcudia, Chief of Staff, Philippine Army, led the blessing of and inauguration of the enhanced veterinary clinic facilities and upgraded jogging lane at Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. The new veterinary clinic, converted from the former canine building, will strengthen medical readiness by providing care for military working dogs and pets of soldiers' families. The upgraded jogging lane, now 313 meters long with sensor-activated lighting, promotes fitness, safety, and community well-being. Major General Alcudia highlighted the significance of the improvements, noting that pet care fosters patience and compassion, while the upgraded jogging lane supports the health of soldiers and their families. This is Ferdy Blues reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ferdy.
DWDD National News.
Meanwhile, the Department of Transportation intensified its crackdown against beep card hoarders and reckless drivers, emphasizing strict enforcement and public safety. The beep card scheme involved hoarding cards from station vending machines, creating artificial shortages that disrupted thousands of LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3 commuters. These are then assured the public that the shortage has been resolved, with BIP delivering over 300,000 new cars across major rail systems. The DOTR chief also condemned the driver, reportedly a lawyer, in a viral incident in Kawit, Cavite. The incident involved traffic enforcer Michael Trajico, who clung to the hood of famous driver's car for 10 to 15 minutes as she verbally abused him and ignored the traffic laws.
DWDD National News.
The new head of the Office of Civil Defense assumed command of the Disaster Response Agency last Tuesday. Undersecretary Harold Cabreros took his oath as OCD Administrator before Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. Cabreros replaced OCD Officer in Charge and concurrent Deputy Administrator for Administration, Assistant Secretary Bernardo Rafaelito Alejandro IV. Alejandro was named OCD Officer in Charge last June after then OCD Chief Ariel Nepomuceno was appointed Bureau of Customs Commissioner.
DWDD National News.
More than 30,000 foreclosed properties will be available at significantly reduced prices as part of the newly launched Acquired Assets Super Sale. Pag-ibig Fund Chief Executive Officer Marilyn Acosta said the promo offers up to 40% discounts on occupied units and up to 35% on unoccupied units. This aims to create more affordable home ownership opportunities for Filipino workers. Acosta added that the offer, to run from August 25 to December 14, 2025, would give the current occupants of foreclosed properties an opportunity to legitimize ownership at a lower cost.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Ralph Susan Abay for AFP Committee News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.